going back from this.
Sometimes, a story is so good that people think they need to rewrite it, and most of the time, those people are wrong. Here's The Crow.
Laugh now, cry later. More like, cry now, cry later.
So we meet Eric, a dude that got into drugs because his horse died when he was a kid or some shit.
You'd think they'd come up with something better, wouldn't you?
In rehab, he's either planning on offing himself, or maybe one of the many people that pick on him. But he sees a new patient, Shelly, and doesn't want to do it anymore.
That's the easy way out.
The next day, she sees him getting picked on by the guards and thinks, hubba, hubba, I want some of that.
You stay the fuck away from me!
But later on, her mom shows up with this lady Marion, and she freaks out. See, her friend Zadie sent her a video the other night that she shouldn't have. And when Shelly was on the phone with her, she heard Zadie get taken by Marion from her apartment. She then called Dom, the guy who made the video, put on a dead Muppet coat, and told him to meet her at the apartment where she knew the bad guys were at.
Good plan.
Now, the only reason Shelly didn't get taken too was because the guy who was supposed to get her wanted to finish his dinner first.
Loves those egg rolls.
When Shelly saw that he was following her, she bumped into a cop and all her drugs went flying. Then apparently a judge immediately sent her to rehab for possession, and here we are.
Fuck this place.
Now Marion's there to bring Shelly to her boss, Vincent Rogue. He made a deal with the devil to get innocent people to go to hell in exchange for him being immortal.
A god that requires human sacrifice.
So he made Zadie stab herself in the neck, and now he wants to do the same to Shelly, which is why she's freaking the fuck out.
Get your shit together!
But luckily, Eric knows how to break out of the building and takes her to the laundry room where they take off their ankle monitors and go out a window.
Anywhere's better than this fucking place.
They make it to the city in the morning and go to her friend's penthouse. And since they just spent the night running through the woods, they recognize that they stink.
You stink, dude.
And then they bang.
It smells!
Yeah, it does.
And then take a bath. And since they just got out of rehab, they drink and do a bunch of drugs.
I'm rehabilitated.
You would think that they would want to go somewhere nobody knows about and keep clear heads since they know people are after them.
You'd think, but they went back to the city the bad guys live in and go to the last place the bad guys knew she was at.
It is a good plan.
But at least they go to his place the next night. But she wants to go for a walk where he wears the dead Muppet coat and tells him that she's done terrible things. And if he ever found out about him, that he wouldn't want anything to do with her.
You wouldn't want anyone to know what you're hiding.
And at a nightclub later, Dom tells her that Zadie's dead and Rogue's people are looking for her.
No shit. She knows that.
Yeah, but the cops found Zadie's body, so now it's a whole thing.
You have a problem.
So they go back to Eric's place where they get plastic bags put over their heads and they die.
Let's just chew our way out of here.
But what I don't get is why whenever this happens to somebody, they always try to get the bag off instead of just making a hole so they can breathe.
I could do that.
They then find themselves both alive, underwater, and Shelly's sinking, so Eric goes after her. And after not being able to touch fingers, Eric just gives up and goes up for air.
Time to float.
He sees a dude on shore and goes to talk to him in an abandoned train station. The dude tells him that his sadness was carried by the crow with his soul to the land of the dead, and that it can't rest. So the crow's gonna help him out with that.
The crow will guide you to put the wrong things right.
Or at least it should help. But unfortunately, the writer forgot to make the crow do anything in the story.
She's your baggage. You're on your own.
Then the dude pushes him in a mud puddle, and he wakes up on the floor.
Why am I back here?
The cop's in his apartment looking for Shelly's phone, and shoots Eric. But he gets back up.
What the fuck?
Then the cop stabs him, so Eric stabs him back, and he dies. Eric's wounds all heal, but not until he can take his shirt off to see what happened.
Yeah, gross.
Naturally, he wants to go for a walk, and goes to the bridge where Shelly said that she would jump from if they couldn't be together. And he sees her jumping from it.
I don't know what's real or not anymore.
He does too, but just wakes up at the train station, and the dude tells him that he's dead, and Shelly's going to hell because of Rogue. Now he did make her do terrible things, but he didn't mix his blood with hers like he did with Zadie's, so I'm not sure if he gets credit for her death. So maybe his hench people should have brought her to him instead, because now, if Eric kills Rogue and everybody who killed the two of them, they can get their lives back.
But what about all the other people he sent to hell?
Were they sent to hell?
Worse. Wisconsin. Sometimes that is better.
The dude also tells him he's invincible. Then he pushes him in another mud puddle, and he's back on Earth. He gets a fresh gun from his friend that he just got from the grocery store, and ambushes Shelly's mom at her funeral. At her house, he tells her that he can bring her back if she tells him who was after her. But she starts crying, so he just goes to Shelly's bedroom. He sees that she fucked up her floor by hiding something in a vent, and finds an employee ID mixed in with some photos inside it. He thinks this is clearly where she works at currently, since you wouldn't need this on a daily basis or anything, and goes to the building. One of the guys from his apartment is outside having a smoke, and is like, dude, I fucking killed you. And Eric's like, dude, I know. So he gets in his back seat, and the guy reaches for his gun, So even though Eric's immortal, Eric shoots the dude and he dies.
I just fucked it up.
The dude then gets a text saying where they're going next, but then they just come out the front door, so Eric opens fire on him.
Convenient.
They ram him, so he goes in the windshield. Then they fight for a little bit until they shoot him a couple times and push him out of the car. Then he gets run over by a semi.
Just get out of here!
You want to watch out for that road. Them damn trucks go back and forth all day and most of the night.
Meanwhile, Rogue goes to see Shelly's mom, and she tells him what Eric said about being able to bring her back. So he whispers in her ear, and she jumps out the window, and she dies.
Crash landing!
Oh! Now Rogue wants Marion to bring Eric to him because he has a cooler power than him.
I can feel you sweating through the phone.
Across town, Eric somehow managed to limp to Dom's place before the other people could drive there.
They won't be far behind me.
He tells Eric about Rogue's powers, and also about the video he made that he somehow doesn't have. So Eric has to go back to the penthouse for Shelly's phone.
Am I supposed to guess where that is?
Your ass.
And lucky for him, he knows she likes to store things in holes, like a squirrel. He watches the video and sees Rogue use his powers to make her murder a girl against her will. And now Eric's like, fuck this, I'm out.
I know your secret, your dirty little secret.
But he does get a new coat out of the trip. He goes to his friend's place where the bad guys show up, and he attacks him, but because he's not sure about loving Shelly because of the hypnosis murder, when he gets shot, he ends up back at the train station. The dude's like, you lost your invincibility because you doubt your love for her.
The girl he met less than a week ago?
Yeah, apparently they have a love so pure that it could defy death.
They were on drugs like the whole time. They probably don't even know their own full names, let alone each other's.
What's your name?
I'm Eric.
Shelley.
Now we aren't strangers, are we?
Well, Dom said that he never saw Shelly look at anyone the way she looked at Eric. So there's that.
He saw her for like 2.2 seconds when she was on drugs at a nightclub and told her that her friend was murdered and that the killers were looking for her too. What look could he have possibly seen?
Shut up. Her eyes were open all the way with him, and she always looked tired as shit before that.
Why don't you go take a nap?
Anyway, the dude tells him that he can go die, but Eric can't let Shelly rot in hell, so he offers up his soul to go to hell instead. And if he sends him back, he'll finish the job. So they make a blood pact, and Eric goes back to kill the rest of them. He wakes up in the bathtub and kills the guys that just killed him and his friend, and then for some reason, drags their bodies to chill by the couch with him while he gets high and goes through their shit.
Give it back, it's mine!
He finds out where they're gonna be, and then finishes a tattoo that Shelly interrupted him getting, and also paints his face like it. But as he walks to the opera house, face painted, shirtless, wearing a trench coat, and carrying a ninja sword, everyone's clearly thinking, that dude definitely has a pet snake at home.
Does seem the type, doesn't he?
Then he gets there and starts killing all the guards. As he makes his way up the stairs, the guards with guns wait for the man with a sword to get closer before they attack, and they die.
I'll take him. I'll take all of you.
More show up and open fire, but the singers are singing louder than the guns, so no one in the audience suspects a thing. Then after he kills them, more show up, so he plays possum, and they stupidly get close enough for them to die.
Everyone thought she was dead.
So now he's killed all the guards that had nothing to do with his or Shelly's death, but now he can get to the people who did.
You fucking killed us.
One tries to off himself, but Eric cuts his arm off so he can't. Then he cuts off his head, and he dies. Marion tells him that Rogue isn't even there, so he cuts off her head, and she dies.
No one wants to play with the clown anymore.
Then he's nice enough to wait until the opera's over to toss their severed heads into the crowd, even though they have no fucking clue what's going on.
Probably the best thing I've ever done.
And like before, he went through all the dead people's pockets and found a car that he could borrow. Now Rogue's aware that he's killed all these people, so since time is of the essence, Eric goes to the bridge that he imagined Shelly jumped off of and puts flowers down.
'Cause I've missed you.
Then he goes to Rogue's estate where he catches him in his pajamas. He says that he can't bring her back from hell because all the things she did. But Eric's like, only 'cause you made her?
So now he doesn't doubt his love anymore.
You didn't get all that from the I'll go to hell in her place stuff? And this also brings up the question, do they not have a background check at the pearly gates? Is St. Peter not like looking up what these people actually did before he sends them down?
Well, that sounds like a lot of paperwork.
Anyway, so he stops Rogue from stabbing him and then lets him do it. Then Rogue whispers in his ear and then uses Eric's blood to make himself stronger. But Eric loves Shelly more and takes his blood back and pushes Rogue through a wall, and they go to the train station. So after they're quasi-dead, Eric beats the shit out of him and he gets dragged to hell, and he dies.
You don't come back from that.
Then Shelly gets released, so he says goodbye to her and she gets revived at the moment of her death.
So none of the bad guys actually died?
Well, his tattoo's finished, so maybe?
So either they're still gonna try to kill her, or she has to live knowing he's in hell thanks to her?
Well, she did say that she'd jump off the bridge if he ever left her, so maybe she'll see him sooner than she thinks.
This isn't the way it was supposed to end.
It's over. It's all over. Oh, here he comes like fucking clockwork.
If you are ready to look forward to the good things that life will bring you.
You, join us?
I don't know, is it funny?
Not really.
Great.
Do you think angsty teens would build little shrines for us?
Get the fuck out.